Harken back to the Michael Jackson days. That's right. This is Libra News coming right at you with your host, Snake Plissken. That's right. Alright, let's stop this music here. Love it. Beat it. All you Democrat crazy liberal fucks. Beat it. So sick of it. Spent all day today focusing on Twitter feeds or Twitter rants. Oh my God. Milo. Why did you say that? I mean, you're an idiot, dude. I in some way, I kind of think it might have been. I mean, maybe he could have had a contract. He was trying to get out of it. I mean, that's a huge possibility. I spent most of my day listening to lectures by Jay Dyer at jaysanalysis.com. This guy's got, oh shit, 150 episodes, I think. He's on fire. And I think he's only been doing it for a couple of years. 2 or 3 years, I think. I mean, this guy's on fire. got in a little spat with Jan Irvin and for a little while. I think Jan's got his podcast is Unspun. He's big, talks about psychedelics and, well, I know the truth. Yeah, you probably do, bro. I don't understand his hiccup with Jay Dyer. You go to his subscription site, or go to his website, and it's $60 a year. And he goes through in-depth analysis. Go on his YouTube channel. You get to hear half of it. I mean, a 2-hour show, you get to hear an hour. And just listen to his analysis. He brings on an eclectic and a nice array of people. Now the guy's orthodox. I definitely follow the orthodox philosophy. So I might be a little biased in saying that he brings on an excellent interview cast. Outside of orthodoxy or the analysis of ecumenicalism, orthodox philosophy, but he also goes through Plato's Republic. I mean, really, how many people go through book by book and talk to you about the synapses? You got to pick up those little yellow and black paperbacks at your local bookstore to get the amount of information he's telling you in, a 2-hour period. This guy's on point. He's been at it for a long time. 10,000 some pages of information he's read. He's been in school studying philosophy and theology for quite a while. Baptist turned Catholic turned Orthodox. I mean, he's got a lot to say. No, he's not going to give you a lot of info or a lot of credence if you're goddamn Marxist. If you're a relativist or a moral relativist, he's not going to give you credence. So, I mean, you guys might as well just mark that off. If that's your shtick, if you're into that and you're wanting that kind of information, he's not gonna support it. Most of his refuting, he comes from an objective point of view. Don't mistake that for Ayn Rand's objectivism. Completely different. Well, not completely different, but enough to make the comment that he is not a libertarian. Okay? In fact, he has made various, in my opinion, obvious points on objectivism in the libertarian camp that point towards free market, okay, and its relevance in Trotskyism. So when you're listening to, you know, a libertarian or a neocon, which there's not much separating the two, I know the difference. Sorry, Stephen Molyneux. I know the difference. There's some basic philosophical presumptions that you're missing. And you're capitalizing on it, which I don't blame you. Or maybe you don't know about it, or you don't care. The point is he doesn't prescribe to either camp, which I find refreshing. So go out, check out Jay's website. He's got a new book out, Esoteric Hollywood. This guy, he's got some pretty cool analysis. My favorite chapter is Chapter 4, 2001, An Alchemical Spatule Odyssey. He's talking about 2001, Space Odyssey, and which is a Kubrick film. I absolutely loved it. I'm not going to spoil the book for you. If I ever talk to Jay, I might broadcast some synopsis, but you guys really need to go get this book. $30. He gives you a signed copy. Just go out to Jay's analysis. Look at his YouTube channel is free. Check him out. He's a solid read. He's a fun read. He can, I don't know how he gets through these dry. He's got a whole lecture series on tragedy and hope by Carol Quigley. I mean, he goes pretty much section through through all the sections. I think there's 8 lectures. My God, 8 hours? He said he could probably talk about it for 12. He's trying to cut it down. 8 hours on tragedy and hope. This is a 1,400 page. I don't have my tragedy hope in front of me, but 1,400 pages, and he puts it in a lecture for you, so you don't even have to read it. He gives you the synopsis. There's some bias in there. He's gonna give you a very objective approach. There's some things that he said. I'm not gonna lie to you. He's not gonna give you a subjective view. He's not a relativist, guys. He will, as far as I can understand, I'm not trying to cheerlead too much, but God damn it, I look good in a dress. Scottish men look good in a dress. And I can pull it off. I don't even have to shave my legs. Seriously, all joking aside, go check him out. Listen to those lectures today, and it was informative. He was talking to Father Peter Ayres about the ecumenical movement, Vatican II, and some of the discrepancies between Orthodoxy, Catholicism, early Catholicism, and then post-Vatican II Catholicism. If you guys don't understand what Vatican II is, go out and listen to his lecture about it. I don't want to spoil it for you. I really don't. I mean, it's too good. And it's too cheap. Go out and check it out. Look on Wikipedia if you don't know what Vatican II represents. But his analysis is pretty spot on. His philosophy, he's right. His philosophy is right on. He did a debate with Andy Nowicki, I think. Libertarian. I can't say that he destroyed him, because there's a lot in the libertarian camp that cannot cross over into truly objective perspective. And it's kind of hard for me to communicate without having notes in front of me. But essentially, he's saying, if you focus on a person's philosophical presumptions, you're presuming that that you're presuming that subjective behavior was automatic. Once you do that, you can refute it. Because as children, we know that we interact with the things around us. The baby reaches up for an item, it touches it, and it realizes there's something outside of myself. Now, outside of itself. The baby wants it, subjective, or selfish. So don't get the two confused. Being selfish and subjective are totally two different concepts. You can still focus on have an objective presupposition, but still be selfish. Okay? It doesn't, they don't conflict in ideals. But go check them out. I spend a lot of time on my Twitter account. Kellyanne Conway. Is she keeping, the Trump organization is keeping her from, or telling her not to go out and talk about. They're basically sidelining her. Okay? They're sidelining her because she's not telling or going off the official Trump narrative, which I get. If you're going to be a marketing piece for something as big as the president, you better be on point, or a guy like Trump is just going to say you're fired. Okay? He's going to fire you. He's going to let you go. He's going to sideline you. He's going to smack your hand. Happens in the corporate world. I've seen it 1,000 times in the corporate world. I've seen it in union construction, which I'm very familiar with. You do something that's outside of what they want you to do. They want lapdogs. I'm not an ultra Trump guy. So I'm going to give it to you straight, or as straight as I can see it. I'm going to have my own little biases, but the truth is in there. Somewhere. My main focus tonight is just to have a little fun. Man, I did this podcast last night. I had a ton of stuff that I went through. I had it all organized, and I wanted to make it legit, and it's one thing after another. Talked about Lionel Nation. He's one of my top 10 podcasts, definitely. Go out on my Twitter account, at SPLYSKEN. Snake Plissken, or S. Plissken. You go out on my Twitter account, you'll see what I've posted. My top 5, some notable mentions, but I need to post a top 10, because I feel like I'm leaving some guys out. Guys like James Corbett, and Richard Grove, Tragedy and Hope. He's really what got me into this, got me focused. He was on Red Ice quite a bit. Or that one, he was on Red Ice Radio, and did a lot with that Tragedy and Hope podcast, which you should go out. I think there's 92 episodes. They're all like 8 to 16 hours long. I'm serious. You could listen to it from the morning, work, and get ready for bed, and it finishes off. The guy put in so much work. If there's a guy you should focus on, I guess he's publishing a movie here soon. But I'll come right back at you with the second segment, and we'll talk about the rest.